him, he's been getting healthier in the last few weeks as out of the booth. Like, might be healthier than he's been this season. Does that add a wrinkle to game planning where it might be a slightly different look than maybe was on tape a month ago or anything like that?
Yeah, it could. I mean, obviously that's their choice, but within this offense, there's plenty of quarterback run activity, and that's something that you see that has been a little less, in these last few weeks. But he's certainly effective and can run the ball, and we know that. So, I think there's you certainly don't want to play the game of being unsound and accounting for him, and he's already proven it at times and tucked the ball and ran some QB draws effectively. So, I think we have to plan accordingly and know that he can be an effective weapon with both, his arm and utilizing his legs too.
I know you're not game planning for the Tech defense, but just from what you see, when you do see it, or what's your kind of view of Tech's defense and what they've done this season?
Yeah, I always like to look at the other opponent's defense too. Sometimes it can tell you quite a bit about the offense, and some concepts they might be doing. But ultimately, it's a team that attacks the ball really well. What we've done, all week when we're playing another good defense, I love to show comparisons of where we are from. For example, I think we have a slight lead ahead of them as far as pass breakups. Their lead as far as caused fumbles and interceptions, and so I love always showing the defense there as far as a defense versus defensive opportunity for us. But they attack the ball well, so we've watched that, and bring back the moments that we've attacked the ball well, and the moments where we could have and missed some opportunities. So always love showing that when we're playing a good defense, to show the comparisons there.
Hey. When you're looking at them, I mean, their stats jump off the paper, but they also, I think their strength of schedule is ranked in the 60s, whereas your guys are in the teens. How do you evaluate that as a coach? Like when their offense on paper, it looks explosive, but you guys face a tougher schedule.
Yeah, well, I certainly don't go by the paper. I go by the film, so it looks pretty darn explosive on film as well. And really, what they've accomplished is what they're supposed to. If supposedly their strength of schedule, hasn't been what ours has. They've done exactly what you'd expect them, and blown out a lot of teams that they placed this year. So at the end of the day, they're explosive, multiple, operate with strong tempo, and got a lot of weapons out there that we're going to have to deal with. So excited for the challenge, and we've prepared extremely hard for it, and about to find out how that preparation looks here in a couple of days.
Coach, what have you seen from their quarterback?
Well, I would say, what have we not seen? Is a guy that can tuck the ball and run, get out in four wide, stretch the field vertically. They got a lethal screen game that comes with it as well. And then you got two backfield weapons that have done a great job, both in the pass game as well as running the ball. So they are who they are for a reason. With explosive passes, explosive runs. And it's going to be a heck of a challenge. I'm pumped for it.
Coach, what's been the big surprise for your defense that you really excited you this year?
I don't know if there's necessarily been a surprise. I think it's been awesome of being a part of yet another top 10 defense, and these guys have deserved where they're at and where we're at by the way they've attacked the process. So something that's we've taken a lot of pride in is being a team that's limited explosive passes, explosive runs, and these are always exciting challenges when you're going against an offense that has produced a lot of those. So, we're going to find out here shortly how our preparation unfolds.
Coach, what have you done a little bit better this year on the defensive side?
Yeah, I think that's something we've targeted, every single year of growth, of limiting the explosives. And that's what we've done a really good job overall this season at. I think there was some explosives that occurred in the second half last game. There was a reminder of you get lackadaisical, versus a good team, and we don't tackle well like we did in the first half. Then these better teams are going to make us pay. So that's ultimately going in to the second half of the last game. I know we were top 5 in both categories, I believe, in limiting both explosive passes and runs is something we take a lot of pride in. And this is a team that's going to certainly, make you earn that, with the way they distribute the ball, the tempo they use, and the players they have out in the field.
Coach, the first time we met, I think I told you about visiting Najee Harris, and you reminded me that I didn't know this story. He called you about 2, 3 in the morning and said, I didn't know you sent somebody from Alabama out here, and you didn't know me at the time. So you're a great recruiter. You just said only for the big dogs. That's how smooth you are on the phone with the recruiters, with recruiting.
Well, whether it's coaching our craft or recruiting, certainly believe in applying the same type of effort and necessity to go after a young man like you just mentioned, and right there in the heart of the Bay Area where there's a whole bunch of really great players there. So, but to this day, got a great relationship with Najee and love him, love his family, and it's so cool to see how his career continues to take off, and he's killing it, and look forward to talking to him soon.
Mentioned in the Bay Area, congratulations on your appointment as the University of California Golden Bear head coach. What would you like to say to those fans, and what would you like to say to the Oregon folks as well?
Well, all our focus is here right now, so just directing our focus here to this challenge, and then certainly tremendously excited for the next one.
Good to see you, Coach. Thank you. Good luck
Likewise.
to you.
Have a good one.